Okay, so this is a case study in Binding of Isaac. This is more of a fan thing than anything sort of, I guess it's sort of help as well of how to code something like Binding of Isaac. Sort of, I haven't ever made Binding of Isaac before. I started to and then stopped, and went on to other projects and got developed by university. But this is a way of getting back into it. So what I've got here is a nearly empty project. We have a temporary Isaac, which is going to be that little white cube, and I've employed rewired because that's what I'm going to be using to handle input. Because I want controller support and keyboard support, but I also want support for as many controllers as I possibly have. And since I also have PS4 controller as well as an Xbox 360 controller, I can, make it quite easy for me to work with. And we have scripts folder with some Isaac stuff. So we've got an input handler, a data script, and a movement script. So in the scene, I'm gonna quickly save it before anything happens. So create a new folder and scenes, and just name it test for a moment. Might as well quickly add this. So I'm going to need an input manager for Rewired. If you're not using Rewired, then you get to use this, but it's just something I need to do for this to work. So from Visual Studios, and let's get up the scripts we're going to need. Details, Icon, handler, and so the movement is going to need a reference to the handler script and the data script. And with these, I usually like to name the variables roughly what the script's called. So in this case, I like data and the handler. I feel like I spelled Isaac. I probably am, but if I am, then it will. Actually, does no. The input handler doesn't need to be referenced to movement. The movement needs to be referenced by the input handler. That's fine. Okay, so in terms of this sort of stuff, it's going to be mostly getters and setters. So need let's make it public at the moment. Let's call lives, and the reason why it's a float and not an integer is because Isaac actually could be lives. An integer. Yeah, let's make an integer. So this is flexible either way. Isaac, the base Isaac character has 3 lives, and whenever he gets any damage taken to him, whenever he takes damage, I should say, he loses half a heart. So he has 3 hearts altogether and loses half a heart. So in theory, we could have it as 3 lives and have it as a float, and then just take 0.5 off, or we can do it as an integer and just double however many we originally need. So in this case 6, because it'll take 1 life of damage and lose half a heart in that sense. So we're going to need a public integer function and get lives, and this is just going to return underscore lives. Let's make this a public void. That's a thing. So, as we sort of discussed, Isaac takes damage, but he has heart containers, which I haven't actually said. These can regain lives if he picks up a heart. So, what we want is let's make it a private. Do we want to make it? Let's make it public. Let's do it after this one. So let's delete this. So public int. And this is just the red hearts, not the blue hearts or black hearts that Isaac can get. So we don't really want to modify this. Actually, we do. We do want to modify this. A lot of these will be private in the first place. In a while, and we'll get everything in from a data file. So at the start, when Isaac spawns, we'll take all the data from the data file and input into here. But at the moment, we're going to make it public and set some of the variables up from what I remember. Okay, so we need another texture function. So there's multitude of ways we can do this for taking damage, increasing the amount of lives he currently has, and we can sort of cover all bases by doing a few functions. So they're all going to be void functions. Let's do a setter. So this is just going to be for initial setup. So when we read in that data, we can pass it into this class and it will set it for us. Now the next one is slightly different. So take lives. Now we're gonna have an integer passed in because in later levels of Isaac, when you get into the room, I think it's called the like where it's all red. I think you take a whole heart damage. So we're gonna need an input for this, and this saves us making a multitude. I can't spell. This means we don't have to do duplicate of scripts, functions. Really can't talk today. So we could have done a take lives and another take lives and do a function override. But there's not really much point if we could just feed in how much damage we take. So it's m1 lives minus equals score damage amount. So if we pass on 1, he'll lose a whole heart. Nope, that's what we're using. If we pass on 1, he'll take half a heart damage. If we pass in 2, then he takes a whole heart damage. That's better. And let's put in a comment. 1 heart. 2. Okay, so that's those functions. We also may want to increase how many lives. So there's 2 instances of this where we would need. So if he gets a hot, there's certain items and power-ups that if he picks up, he'll increase his heart containers amount. And if he's already at full heart health, then it increases his health as well. Whereas if it's not, it sort of increases it, but not quite much. So we could use set lives again when that happens, and that will increase it by a certain amount. But if you just want to increase it by 1 or 2, so if he picks up half a heart or a full heart off of the ground and he's got an empty heart container, then we could do that. So increase lives, and again we're gonna take in an integer because of the various scenarios, as I just previously stated. Okay, so that's, as far as I'm aware of, all the lives. And we're also going to do the same for max lives. So there's, as I've already stated, when he picks up a certain item, he can increase his lives containers, but he can also lose life containers. This is whether if he makes a deal with the devil or the certain item or pill he takes some of his heart containers. So I'm going to do the same thing again. So might as well just copy this. You can get wrong copying, but we'll live with it. So max lives. And we just want to make sure that we're passing it into the right one. So again, we can set lives when we read the values in for the data file, and etc. Okay, so we have lives and heart containers, or max lives as we're calling it in here. Let's do basic movement speed. So public shapes and what's speed. We're not going to set a default value because I never remember how useful, how fast we need it to be. And gonna need 4 functions again. So we're gonna need to get the speed, or we're gonna at least include one to just make sure, because you can never be certain when you might need to get a certain value. Keyboard. Speed. Obviously, for tidying up some bits, we can remove functions if need be, but this is a rough start for all this. Set speed. I should probably actually clarify these functions. I can move because otherwise we're going to get them confused with tier speed, stuff like that. All things that will need to be included. Speed, and make sure that's so we've got set speed, we need to increase speed and decrease speed. Increase speed. So what we'll probably do eventually is create a collision script. Just because at the moment I'm really liking separating the scripts into various bits. it just makes it more simple to work around, and I can tell what each script is doing, and they don't have too much code in them at the moment. However, with this, it's going to be a lot more because there's so much that we need to do. Again, we're going to be passing float and decrease. So speed is minus equals decrease amount. We'll keep the I feel like that would be useful to keep on the data script as well. Okay, yeah, that might be worth. So we're going to use Unity's physics. I'm not going to pick my own because I don't want to. Also, I wouldn't be the best at doing that. So we're going to have a rigid body 2D. That's for the spell. And we're going to have a getter. We're not going to have a setup because I can do that in a script, in a function. So we'll just call at the wait point. I'm really bad at this. So this will return our body, and we're gonna create a function where we get. So in awake, so as soon as the object is activated, we'll get a rigid body, and that means any other script will be able to get him as well. So there we go. Okay, so as I said, we're going to use Unity's physics. So instead of using update, we're going to use fixed update. We probably won't need to do anything in the normal update, as input handler is the same script. I'm going to change this into awake. I'm still going to use it for initialization. That's fine actually as it is. So I'm gonna get the data class. So same as the rigid body, we're just gonna get that in the week. This means we'll be able to access everything. So movement. Actually, we will need to update, or no, we'll have it separate. Okay, so you can aim using the right analog stick, and that's also the way Isaac looks, but it's separate to the actual movement, so we can keep the movement and the aiming script completely separate. So if I look at the moment, we're gonna take in. Actually, we're gonna need private vector 3. And I'm gonna check all the setters at the bottom and various functions as well. So we need void set movement vector 3. Probably did. You can just do it as vector 2. You don't really need that. So M1's called movement is equal to underscore movement. So whenever we take an input, we can just call this function, pass in the input, and we'll be fine. So use this data and get rigid body 2D, we can access bits of the rigid body. So at the moment we're going to do velocity, and we're going to plus equals what's called movement. So without using rewrite yet, just as a simple test, we're going to need to access the reference of the movement script. Let's sort that out first. And so change this to a week. And these are all going to be attached to the same game object, so it's going to be fine. We can tweak the scripts if they do end up going on to different bits, but as yet, it should be fine. Okay, so an update, which is fine because we want in-frame check for input. So underscore Isaac movements dot set movement, and do new vector 2 input dot get axis. That's horizontal, so just take okay, so in theory that should all work. So let's test this out. So we need to make sure we have a rigid body. We're going to turn off gravity, so gravity scale to 0, because we don't actually need it on Isaac. We need it on tiers because they actually move down, but Isaac can actually be fine. We can keep rotation off, and he is going to be moving in those directions, so that's fine. Now we can stop it. We can add data. So let's add this to 5, and we can just modify it if need be, and put handler as fine as it is, and move it. So let's just add a box collider as well. Shouldn't be an issue, but yeah, I'd rather have it on there just in case. So if we click play, we should. Yep, it's a bit too fast, but that's fine. And there's also no boundaries to set. So but yeah, we've got movement forward. So that's sort of a base bit of movement. We did screw it up a bit. Not by much, but it does help if we do this. So when we add movement, we want to do it by the set time as well. So this means that based on the frame rate difference, you'll be able to have a constant sort of movement, and it will look a lot nicer depending on what machine you're using. So hopefully, yeah, so it's going to be a lot slower. It works. And I think we sort of want, I can't remember how we want that. So we could change it so that instead of velocity, it's add force and that, and just add a bracket there. We're going to need to add a lot of force, so let's just do 100 at the moment just to see Snipe. And of course Unity starts going. And let's see if this works. Not working at all. It works based on that. If that gets updated on there, it should be fine. So maybe I'm just not adding enough force, which is the problem with adding force. You can't. So if I do 500, not 5,000, 500. It's moving slow, so we need to let's actually do 1,000. It's going very slowly. I'm not sure why. Okay, so we're going to keep it as it was and do velocity. We kind of need it anyway because we typically Isaac's a fast sort of paced game, so sort of having that fast movement always helps. So that's 5 and yeah, so that's a lot better than force. So I'm going to end it there for, let's save that as well. End it there. I'm going to, behind the scenes, add in the rewired input stuff so that there's no point of watching any of it. Next we'll look into sort of adding the rotation of where he's looking, and maybe looking into firing some tears. I'll also start creating some sprites and everything so that we'll be able to use more in the future, and it will actually look a bit more like Isaac than cube or square, I should say. So thank you guys for watching and see you next time.